What's going on, everybody? East Tactics here, and I thought I'd make a new video series, actually. I get a lot of questions from YouTubers all the time, all my subscribers. A lot of people like to ask me questions, especially about Arrma rigs, about the Arrma Kraton, about a lot of things, right? I pride myself in giving answers to people as quickly as I can through the comment section. So if you ever do have a question for me, feel free to ask in any of my videos, right? But I wanted to try something new to create additional content that can help other people in the form of videos, right? So I came across a company called Askme, A-S-Q-M-E. And you'll notice that in the top of the description in all my videos, I used TubeBuddy to go through and bulk add a comment into all like 200 plus of the videos that I've created so far. And you can simply click on that if you want to get a more in-depth answer to one of your questions. And Askme is sort of a cool third-party program. What I found though is that you can actually upload a video when you click on the Askme function, and you can upload a video. And you know how like when you send a text message, you're kind of limited to like a 60-second video and it gets cut off and it's just sort of annoying? Well, there's not really a limitation with this, so it's pretty cool. And it allows you guys, if you want to ask me a question via a video format, you can click on the Ask Me link, hit record, show me your rig, show me what kind of problems you're having, and then I can go ahead and reply to you with a video. So this will create a cool new series that will help other people because, you know, if you ask me a question, I'm sure there's hundreds of people that probably have the same question. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that as just an additional caveat to my channel. So this is just my introduction. I do have a gentleman who sent me a video question, and I'm gonna go ahead and post it right now, and then I'll answer the question and you guys can enjoy. So here's his question. Let's get to it.
Hey Randy, had a quick question here. We did a little bashing today, so it's filthy. Anyways, got my handy dandy LED light here. So I was wondering, for some reason, I don't know if you have the same issue, but this M2C centerpiece here, this bar right there, that bolt is bent underneath this. I don't want to pull this nut out. I don't want to pull that out. But underneath here, you can see that how it's bent, those two plastic pieces there, they connect that rod. And it's just, I have to literally compress the back end of the chassis in order to get that. But you see how it's like bending that bolt. And it's just like, it's short. It's short and it's just not making that reach right over here. And so that bolt is bending. Is there a solution to that? Do you have the same problem as well? See how it's kind of bending back? These two plastic pieces here are bending. And I wonder if you have the same issue. Any suggestions?
Hey, what's up, buddy? Okay, so no, I've never had that issue, but I could tell you why you're having the issue and a couple of different solutions that I would highly recommend considering. Your biggest problem is you changed your wing mount to a metal wing mount. So the wing mount, really, in all intents and purposes, should always stay plastic or composite, or this is my 3D printed wing mount. The reason for this is because when you have a metal wing mount, you're transferring a ton of potential damage into your rear bulkhead, into this area here. Now, for your situation, it's specifically translating into the pressure point right here on this bolt. So when you come down hard, you are bending this bolt because of how stiff and rigid your wing mount is. So I would honestly recommend switching back to either the stock plastic wing mounts or going with a 3D RC wing mount. And if you do go with 3D RC, the reason why I love the 3D RC wing mount, as you know from all my videos, is because it's so gosh darn flexible. However, I have two videos where I do two different upgrades, which you know about, I'm sure. Also, I'm rocking this Mojave rear bumper, which is legit because it's got like this whole protection and everything like that, because it massively protects a composite wing mount. So kind of best of both worlds. This is flexible, mitigating damage to my whole rear end, but it's also protected in an extensive way with this rear bumper. Anyway, what I was gonna say is I went in and I put, kind of hard to see it. In fact, you can't see it. But like back here, I've got two long bolts that go in back here that extend past the shock tower. In fact, This bolt right here that's bending for you is the bolt that I ordered extra of. Correction, the screw that I actually used to go back through the shock tower and the wing mount is this one right here, not this one. This front one is actually slightly longer. You can see the threads sticking out right here. And the back one is, I don't know, probably about maybe 8 or 10 millimeters shorter. But that's the one that's the perfect length for this project. And I pumped that bolt all the way through my shock tower into the back end of my plastic wing mount so that it sticks out about a ½ inch and lends a ton more durability in that weak point back here. So that's your number one problem, is you've got a metal wing mount, okay? Now, your other problem is you're not running an M2C shock tower brace. This shock tower brace, you'll notice that it even incorporates metal for both these components right here. You've got plastic components here, these are metal. So this whole situation with this bolted into the back of the shock tower lends a ton of strength to this right here, okay? I don't even necessarily need that extra strength because of my chassis. That's the other thing that is a weak point for you. You're running a stock chassis. Your chassis is going to have a lot more flex and bend every time you land hard, which is going to create extra pressure here. You probably wouldn't even need a rear shock tower brace if you had an M2C chassis, but I would digress because it's always best to have more than not, right? So having both is even better, right? So that's one thing I would recommend for you. If you do want to keep your metal wing mount, you might definitely want to install this. However, having such a stiff rear wing mount is going to transfer the damage somewhere else. That's kind of what's happening though, is it's the stiffness of your rear wing mount support. And when you land on your wing or land on your tail, it's transferring all that pressure, and then you've got plastic here and plastic here. So you're just going to keep bending that bolt over and over again. Everything to its maximum. You have this metal piece right here, which I do believe that they make one that does incorporate still having a, if you want to take advantage of your tower-to-tower brace. The only reason why I would recommend removing a tower-to-tower brace is if you are running an M2C chassis. You know, it's going to benefit you if you have a tower-to-tower brace also, if you want to stop bending this thing. Pretty much sums it up. If you want to maximize everything in this rear end, getting an aluminum bulkhead, an aluminum top piece here, M2C shock tower brace, and sticking with some sort of flexible wing mount is going to be your best bet all around. And of course, having M2C hinge pin kits, which I think you have. But all right, I'm going to put this into a YouTube video because if I try to send this via text, it'll be way too long. Later. All right. Well, thanks for watching that, guys. Again, keep an eye out for this type of content. It's just going to be a new series where I upload videos from people like you asking questions and me answering it in a more robust fashion through video content. And I hope it just lends some quality to my channel. So if you feel like using it, look down in the description, shoot me an Ask Me question. Again, I always appreciate it if you guys send me a little tip to help me support my channel. We do have the jump challenges. They're going to be coming up in April, May, June, July, and August. So a lot of work goes into that, and a lot of time and effort for trying to gather up sponsors and to try to give out lots of goodies to you guys for the winners of each of those challenges monthly for 5 months in a row. So leave a like on this video. I would really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys in the next one. East Tactics out.
So here it is. This bolt here, I'm going to take it out. I'm going to show you that it's just not reaching. I have to push the chassis and compress it in order to reach here. I'll show you here a little bit. As you can see, it's pretty tweaked. Okay, so the link you sent me is for this bolt here. And I actually don't need that bolt. I mean, extras would help. That one's not the problem I'm having a problem with this bolt here. Okay, I think I know what it is. It's the whole rear chassis is bent. Took it off, I think that's the problem. You can see how it's bent there at angle. That's, I think, what's causing the problem there. It's not reaching. That's what's not making those holes align.